Good morning, it's Elena with the Art of Metaphor. Today I'm going to talk about something that's really close to myself. It's been 2.5 months since I left my, what I myself have called an abusive relationship, for the fourth time. Okay, just to give you some background. And today I was sitting in my car driving my son to day home, and I'm thinking about him. I'm thinking about him, and I'm like, man, if we could just da 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 da. And I stopped myself, and I went, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you thinking these thoughts again? Not in a mean way, but just really wanting to know, like, why? Because I, I had created I understand intellectually in my heart that, like, that's not a good place for me to be again. And yet here I am thinking about it again. So I took a moment, I quieted my mind, I got into a really good centered place, and I asked myself a question. Why am I here? Why am I doing this again? And the metaphor that I got, and this is really beautiful, is scabs. It's like picking a scab. And I've been a scab picker for a very long time, um, and I've made a conscious choice recently to actually, like, physically stop picking my scabs because I understood the metaphor of it. I understood the metaphor of, like, reopening old wounds when they're almost healed, and the damage that does, and that the fact that I had a wound recently on my thumb. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. There's like a scab on my thumb, and I just grazed it on something, and it scabbed, and it took like 3 weeks to heal. Like, it took less than 30 seconds to injure it. It was a minor injury, and it took like 3 weeks to heal. And that was also a beautiful metaphor for me, in that, like, sometimes the things that injure us are not huge things, and they're not long experiences, but they're just little things that take a really long time for us to heal, especially when we keep picking them open and picking them open. So I asked myself, what can I do to not pick this scab again, to not go back and reopen that wound? And the answer for me was very simple: to just actually not go back and open that wound. And when I catch myself thinking those thoughts, to think about what I want instead, to think about the things that I really liked from that relationship, and the things that I'm really liking from other experiences that I'm having recently, and to create something new and beautiful out of it, and to definitely not go back and pick that scab open. I hope that has helped you in some way to see maybe a place in your life where you're picking a scab open, where you're going, oh, that wound, it hurts, that thing that happened, and it's like, but it's almost healed. The place in time where this was really helpful for me too. The place when we want to pick a scab, like a physical scab that's on our body, the most is when it's almost ready to come off, when it's almost healed, when it's almost done. And so if we can just find a way to move through that desire to pick it, focus on something else. One of the things that I did with my actual scab picking was to just look at it, put my hand on it, and something, because it wants attention. Your scab wants attention. That's why it's, and to just, I put my fingers, like, lovingly on the scab wherever it was, and said, I love you, it's beautiful, don't worry, you're, like, healed soon. Actually, I do this. And then it usually stops wanting me to be picked. So it's beautiful. Yeah, I hope this has been helpful. Elena of evolvinghumanity.com, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Be yourself. By being yourself, you change the world. Woo!